Hi there guys. In this video I'm gonna work on the project on the database project that I told you about. First, the result of the poll, as you can see, is that most of you wanted to see a point of sale system, and we're gonna build that system and see how all the ideas in the database tutorials can be used in that. Okay, so sorry about that. So first thing to do is to know what is a point of sale system, in case you don't know what that is. So if you search Google, usually a point of sale system, if you go to a cashier, it's a computerized system that have a number of features that allows a shopkeeper of selling things, facilitate the things. For example, you have the monitor which will display the items, their prices and stuff like that. This is a thermal printer that's used to print their receipts. You have a standard keyboard, and you have this safe and a barcode scanner. Okay, these are the usual components of a point of sale system. Now we have a number of limitations here. First, I don't have a thermal printer, and I don't have a barcode scanner, and I don't have a safe. So you might be asking, what remains then? Well, first, the barcode scanner itself doesn't you can program your you can write your program without having a barcode scanner. Why? Because the barcode scanner works like typing on the keyboard. What I mean by this, if you scan a barcode and you already have your cursor in Notepad, the numbers of the barcode is going to appear in that. If you put your cursor in Microsoft Word, the barcode will appear in that. If you put the cursor in a text box inside Visual Basic application, the barcode will be placed in that text box. Okay, so you can think about it like typing on the number pad of the keyboard. Okay, this is the barcode scanner. For the thermal printer sorry, for the thermal printer itself, you can think about it like a standard printer, and you can draw the receipt as an image and send it to that printer. Okay, your limitation will be that or the problem will be that the printing process will be a little bit slow. You will not use the printer native protocol, let's say, and usually that protocol is way much faster. Okay, as for the safe is not available, and we won't be able to write code that will interact with it. Okay, so the barcode scanner problem is solved, the thermal printer is solved. The only problem remains is the safe. Okay, so we won't work on that. Okay, so sorry, I was just having a little bit of tea. Okay, so what are we gonna do next? Well, let's start working on the project. So usually when I work on a project, I will create well, before I say anything, let me start Visual Studio here. I will go to File and select the New and the Project. Okay, and I will go Windows Application. I will go to the desktop over here, and I'm gonna say POS for Point of Sale System. Okay, and create directory for solution, and I am gonna say, wait a minute, let me create a folder here and I will call it POS. There we go. Okay, and slash POS, and in that case, okay. Okay, so we have our POS project. Sorry. So, and I don't like the default names that the wizard gives me, so I am gonna change this to main window. Okay, and everything is changed now. And also, in order to avoid errors before I start anything, I will change this here to compile options and make it what? x86. Press OK. Anyway, so the first step, I will go here. And this is what I usually do. I create either text file or Excel file, okay, and I write down the steps for developing the application. Steps. Okay. And for this one, I have a number of things. Step number. Okay. Details. Sometimes I would say time required and done. Okay, and this one, total required and total done. And what this will help me later on, it will help me give an estimate for the time required to develop this project. Some time required. Okay, so it's gonna be sum of this column. Okay, equals sum. Now bear with me a little bit. It might seem meaningless, but usually if you are working on a project, you want to organize your work. So I'm sorry, I haven't recovered from that flus 2 months ago. Okay, so basically first thing I want to do is what I want to design the database. Okay, now here I am gonna write the steps in order to develop the application. So assuming I already have the requirements, I am gonna write this step based on the requirements. In my case, I haven't written any, but I have the details in my mind. So I guess this would be, if you don't know why I'm making these steps, that will make it bad. So let me just write the requirements here, or what should the application provide, or let me say the functionality, functions. Okay, so first we need user log into the system, user adds an item, user edits an item. Okay, so we need to add an item, we need to edit an item, user remove an item, user fill a receipt, and user display reports, and user print a receipt. Okay, so you want the system to provide the following functionality: logging into the system, adding, editing, removing items, filling a receipt, and displaying reports, different types of reports, etc. So these are the basic functionalities. So in order to implement these, I'm gonna write the steps. So basically, first thing I want to do in order to perform a login, we need some kind of data. So this is why I'm gonna design database. Okay, so here usually, let me say this is the time in hour. Don't worry, it's much less than that, but yeah. So we need to design database, and we need to design the login. Okay, sorry. I overwrote this one by mistake. Sorry. This is gonna be one. Okay, you want to change password. Okay, so you want to log in, change the password. Now, these are the basic functionalities here. So this is about user login. Let me go to the second one. User adds an item. For adding items, we need to first view items. Okay, so this is the first one. Second, we need to add item. Okay, that's it. Okay, this is going to be an easy step. We need to perform editing and removing as well. So here we're gonna perform edit item, remove item. Okay, and we're gonna fill a receipt. Filling the receipt is not that easy, but we're gonna I'm gonna split it into a number of steps. So filling a receipt, add item to receipt. Okay, remove item from receipt. Okay, then add item to receipt, remove item from receipt, and find receipt total. Okay, okay, and we need to submit the receipt as well. Submit a receipt. Okay, now we only need what? Displaying reports 12, display total sales for all time 13, display sales between two intervals. Okay, or between, maybe I should say between 2 dates. There we go. 14. Now we draw receipts image. Now the next one is for printing, so I need to draw receipt image, and 15 send the image to printer, and we're gonna see how to do that. Okay, so after that we might need to add some functionalities. Backup, 17 restore, 18 create setup. Okay. Okay, so this is the Excel file. Okay, so basically we have like 17 important steps in order to create the application. What am I gonna do next? I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna add it to the project. Wait a minute. Come over here. Right click, select add, and existing item. There we go. Go to the desktop, and this is, where's that? Oops, sorry. Select all files from this, and you can find the steps. Add it. There we go. So now we have this one here. Okay, so you can double click it in order to see the progress. Now I'm gonna stop recording and start it again because I will have there's some kind of problem with the recording software that it shifts time. So right click and I'm gonna okay, so now let's continue. So now I open the steps again. So first thing, as you can see, I wrote here designing the database. In order to do that, I'm gonna create an Access database here. New, this is Microsoft Access. I'm gonna say here DB. Okay, and I'm gonna open that database. Okay, and I'm gonna say create. Okay, before I start anything, what kind of data do we have? So the first thing, if I check the steps, I have the design in mind, but basically you can think about it like this. We need to perform login information, so basically we need something that could store the password. So here we are going to create there's going to be table design. This is going to be password value. Okay, or maybe we might want to create a table that could store information store information for a number of things like backup date and stuff like that. So here I'm gonna make a different table that contains a key and a value. So this is gonna be key, and this is gonna be text, and this is gonna be the primary key, of course, and this is gonna be val. Okay, and this is gonna be also text, and I'm gonna save that, and I'm gonna say values. Okay, so this is the values, this is the values table. Okay, so now the first value right now, it's gonna be the only value here. Okay, we might add later on, is the password. Okay, and now I'm gonna store the password in clear text, which is wrong, but anyway, so I'm gonna show you how you can change that later. Anyway, so the password is gonna be 123. Okay, so I'm gonna save that, so we have this password. Okay, so now I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna say right click and add existing item. Okay, it's gonna be this one, and add. There we go. Right, so no problem. As soon as you do that, the data source wizard is gonna pop up, and it's gonna ask you if you want to create a data set. So in our case, I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna make it help me a little bit. Okay, so POS DS, so point of sale data set, and right now I want the values table to be accessible, and I'm gonna say finish. There we go. My system is a little bit slow, but okay. So now we have this finished. Let me go to view, and there should be, where's that? Let me go to data. Okay, show data sources. Okay, there we go. So you can see data sources here. Okay. Now, first thing you want to do, you want to get the username and password from the user. Okay, or let's say you just want a password. There is no multiple users on this system. Okay, so how do you do that? You need some kind of a form that the user will perform a login with. Okay, so this is how you do it. First, I'm gonna add here let me make it a little bit more organized. So here this is gonna be a new folder, GUI for graphical user interface. I'm gonna put the main window here. And now I'm gonna right click, add here and choose Windows Form. Now I'm gonna add a form, and I'm gonna call it, for example, password picker, because it will just pick a password for you. Sorry, it will just take your password. Okay, password picker, whatever that is. Okay, so press enter, and you'll get this form. So there are a number of things you want this form to do. First, you don't want it to be sizable. So where's that password? Okay. You don't want to have a control box. Okay. And the border style, you want it, for example, fixed single. Yeah. And the title, you don't want it to be like that. You want the title to be, for example, POS system login. Okay. And basically what you want to do is some kind of friendly message that appear on this form. So we are going to need a label here, and its text is going to be enter the password to access the system. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one here. We are gonna need a text box. So the text box, here we go. Okay, now the problem with this one is that it's going to display the characters as they are. You want it to you want to protect the user from others, so you are going to use the star here in order to display the characters in this text box as stars or circles. Okay, also we're going to need a button. Okay, and another button. Two buttons, one for OK, the other one for cancel. Okay, let me put this one here. Okay, wait. I guess that will be about right. Yeah. Anyway, you can spend a lot of time trying to just make it look better. But anyway, so finally, this is the its tab index is 1. This one is tab index 2. The next one should be 3, and this is gonna be exit. Okay, you don't want to do anything, and this one is going to be enter. Okay, so when exit is being pressed, you write this b.dialog result equal cancelled. Okay, means the user wants to exit the application, for example. Okay, and when this one is being pressed, the dialog result equals OK. That's it. So now we have just set this window, and it's going to get the password for us. Might seem a lot of work, but it's going to be a little bit better. Now we just want to set the start position between the center of the window. Sorry, center of the screen. Okay, so what's gonna happen here? This is the main form. I'm gonna change the title to POS system. Okay, and it's gonna appear. Okay, there we go. So, what's gonna happen when the form loads? Form loads and initialization should happen. Okay, so first thing to do, get the password from the user. So how do you get the password? Dimension psw1 as new password picker. Now the window name is actually a class, so you can create any number of windows as objects. Okay, so psw password win is actually an object. Now if psw1.showDialog doesn't equals okay, then end. Okay, what this means, if the user hits the exit button, then stop execution. There we go. Now, if not, we got our password. Get the password. How do we get the password from the phone? Now, if we go to the password picker, what's the name of this control? It's gonna be textbox 1. You might want to change that, but I'm gonna use it as it is. This is textbox 1. So what am I gonna do? Dimension PSW string. This is gonna be PSW win, which is the name of the object, which is our password picker window. Dot textbox 1. I'm gonna access the text box and I'm gonna take its text. So this is how you get the password. Now we need to check this password against what's in the database. Okay, for that we need to get the value of the variable admin from the of the password variable from the table. Okay, let me explain here. So let me show you. I'm gonna say retrieve data just to show you that. So here we have a password, right? This is table. We need to get the value 123, okay, by supplying password. Now to do that, let's go to the data set. Sorry. And here we are gonna say, right click, add query. We are gonna use a select statement. Yeah, so I'm gonna use a select statement. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use select a statement which returns rows, and in this case I'm gonna add some code. So select key value from values where key equals a question mark. Okay, so yeah, okay, so the question mark here means that we're gonna supply the value. Okay, sorry, we're gonna supply the key and we're gonna get value for that. Anyway, so full by key, and this is gonna be get data by key. There we go. Next and finish. So we got this one. Now let me check the parameter just in case. So we have this is key and this is gonna be data db type string. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna hit OK now. So this one is finished. Now we need to build the application. Okay, if you don't build your application, you won't be able to access the function from here. Okay, this is a weird behavior. Anyway, so now get the password from the database. Okay, so dimension TA, this one stands for table adapter, as new. I'm gonna say POS dataset table adapters dot our values table adapter. Okay, so we created a totally new object, right? And this, which is the adapter which will access the database. Now we are gonna get the password or get the table that contains the password. So dimension TB for table, you can say equals ta dot full by key. Okay, and or actually instead of full by key, I'm gonna say get data by key, so that it returns all the value to me right away. And the key value is password. Okay, so if this makes you a little bit confusing, it's not that confusing at all. The password value will be passed into the get data by key, which is here. Okay, get data by key, and its SQL statement is shown here, as you can see it. Okay, and when the SQL statement will be executed, you will get the password. Okay, now the password is available in a table. We need to get the password from the table itself, but the table contains just a single row, okay, and 2 columns, and the password is in the second column. So all we have to do is this: dimension db psw a string. I'm doing more detailed step just to show you how to get the data, equal tb dot rows of 0, because we have only one row, and the first numbering starts from 0, dot item, okay, of 1, which is the second column. Okay, now check that passwords match. So if psw doesn't equals db psw, then we are gonna msg box invalid password. Okay, and here critical or okay only. Okay, and here we're gonna say error. Okay, and finally we can say end. If everything works well, the load event will continue and you will get no problems. One last thing, you might get an error accessing the database for unknown reason, or for because someone deleted the database by mistake. So what are we gonna do? We are gonna put this code in try catch. Try, and we go to the end catch. So what happens if any kind of error appears? Handle the error. So all we have to do is display something like that. Instead of this message, we're gonna say ex.message. Sorry. Okay, and if any error happens, you will get this message, and then we're gonna end the application. Okay. Okay, so this is the login part. Okay, so if you have a look what we have done so far, we have done the first 2. Okay, so we finished about 2 out of 17. If you want to know the percentage of that, if you'd like to see percentage or something like that, if it's a big project, you can do this, divide that by this, and multiply by 100. So basically we finished about 11% of this project. Okay, let's test this out. So I'm gonna run this. Okay, enter the password. I can write something here, and I'm gonna hit exit. Nothing happened, right? This is how it is supposed to be. I'll enter this and hit enter, and invalid password. Okay, our value stored in the database 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna run this. I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3 and enter. There we go. So we finished the first part successfully. Now I'm gonna stop recording again and start it in order not to get the time shift problem. Okay, so oops. Okay, welcome back again. Okay, so let's see what's our next step. We need to provide option for changing the password. Okay, So this won't be difficult. We need a window that will allow us to change the password. So let's add a window here. It's a Windows form again, and this is gonna be change password. Bad. There we go. We're gonna do the same thing here. Where's it? No control box. Not sizable. Okay, fix simple, of course. What also do we need to do? Gosh, I'm forgetting things. Change password. Done. Okay. And yeah. So this is the first thing. Usually when you want to change a password, you're going to need the following. You're going to need a label. Okay. Actually, it's going to be 3 labels. So there's the second. I'm holding the control key and dragging so it makes a copy. So these 3 labels, I'm going to need 3 text boxes. You're going to see why in a minute. Where's that? This text box. 1. Sorry. 2, 3. Okay. So this is the first, the second, and the third. Okay. And the third. There we go. I'm gonna select these 3, and I'm gonna go to the password jar and put a star there. Okay. And this is the first one is going to be original old PSW or password. I shouldn't be lazy. This is the old password. Okay. This is going to be what? This is going to be new password. And the last one will be confirm password. Confirm password. Okay. Maybe I need to shift this a little bit. There we go. Okay. Make it a little bit bigger. And we are going to need 2 buttons. Button A, button B. There we go. Maybe I'll put these under this one. Okay. I would love to make these same size, or that's a problem. What should be? Okay. Okay. So this is going to be what? It's going to be okay. This is going to be cancel. And again, make this like that. Its tab index is 1. Next one, its tab index should be 2. Oops, 2. And the third one, tab index should be 3. Okay. And this one is 4. This one should be 5. Okay. Now, there are a number of things. When you hit cancel, user cancels PSW change. So all we have to do is result equal cancel. There we go. Okay. Now, when you hit OK, these 2 should have a matching value. This one's text box 2, this one's text box 3. So user 1 wants to change password. So first thing, validate the new password. If text box 2.text equal nothing and MSG box, you should enter a password, and here this is going to be critical or okay. okay, only error, and after that text box 2 dot focus. Okay, and this is sub. So the validation here is very simple. If the user forgets to enter a password, you are gonna ask him to enter a password. Okay. Also, if textbox2.text doesn't equal textbox3.text, then C, Control B. In this case, the password does not match its confirmation. Okay, and yeah. Now the last thing remaining is to check the original password. Okay, so again, get original password. So here we are gonna say dimension TA as new a new POS table adapters dot what values table adapter dimension DD equal TA dot get data by key. This is gonna be password. Okay, and here dimension DB PSW string equal DB dot what rows of 0 dot item of 1. Now, if DB PSW doesn't match textbox1.text, then you are gonna display an error message. Control C. Okay, this is gonna be textbox1. The old password. The old password is incorrect. That's it. Okay. Otherwise, if everything goes well, okay, we can put the processing code here. So here we are gonna update the password. Everything goes well. Everything went well. So we are going to update the password in the DB. Okay, so how do we do that? Let's go to the data set again. Okay, there you go. So updating the database is just changing the value, right? So there is an update method, but we are gonna create one. There's no big reason about it. It's just that, you know, it's more practice. You can see how to do things, okay? But the wizard already has its own update method. So we are gonna create ours now. So add a query, this post statement. It's gonna be an update next. So we're gonna update the value. The key we won't change. We will only set the value where the key value and the key value equals and what's that, file value equals copy this part of the SQL statement, open this, paste, and then okay, there we go. So if you have a look at this, update the table's value, set the value column to what you have just entered. Okay, yeah, I don't need to provide the value here, gosh. Okay, based on the key, no need for extra part. Okay, so this one should be okay. I'm gonna say next. So here I'm gonna update db var. Okay, update db var. I'm gonna say next. gonna say finish. There we go. So here we have a value and original key. There we go. So I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna pull the solution. Now I will say this one. Okay. So I'm gonna use the table adapter. Dimension record update RC as integer equals ta dot what was the name of the method? It was update db variable. So I'm gonna set the password, the value, check the parameter. The first one is the value. So the value is going to be the new password, which can be found in text box 2.text, and the key value is the password. Okay, so okay. So if RC equals 0, then MSG box password not updated. Okay, RC usually when you run an update command or a select command or something like that, usually you can get the number of rows being affected, and it's we are saying here if the number of rows is affected to 0, it means that it's no change, nothing happened, so password not updated. Okay, and this is going to be critical or okay only, and this is going to be what error. There we go. And I'm going to exit the subroutine. Finally, if everything goes well, we just need to close this window. So we need to tell like okay, there we go. And just in case if there's anything went wrong, because we're communicating with the database, so you might get some kind of error. So we're gonna put a try catch. Okay, so we're gonna sound this like that and say handle the error, and this is gonna be a similar technique, but we are not gonna end the program here. So instead of password not found, we are gonna display the message ex.message. There we go. Now we finished this part, right? So I'm gonna save that. Now when this one's being called, we need to put some kind of an action for the end user. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna need a menu string. Let me close this. Where is JKL? Okay, this is it. Okay, so this is going to be a file menu, or let me say admin. Okay, this is going to be an admin menu. Change password. Okay, so I'm going to double click that. So what happens? I'm going to define a window, change the password. So here it's going to be what? We're going to say dimension w as a new change password, and change password. Oops, w.show dialog. There we go. Let me rename this one. Okay, instead of W, I'm gonna call it PSW change. There we go. So this is PSW change. There we go. Okay, no problem, I guess. Let's save that. This should work. One last thing. Change password should appear at exactly center of the screen. There we go. So I'm gonna build the solution, and I'm gonna run that. Okay, so enter the password to access the system. It's 123, and I'm gonna say enter. So I'm gonna go to the change password, as you can see here, I'm gonna hit OK. You should enter the password. So here this is gonna be 123456. 123456. Or let me enter it without making it match. So password does not match its confirmation. So I'm gonna make this 123456. I hit OK. The old password is incorrect. So here I'm gonna say 123, and I'm gonna hit OK, and the password is changed. Okay. So now if I run this program again, it's gonna be 123456, and I hit enter. I can access the system. Now, one important thing here, if I, for example, if I came here, I hit space, in other words, if I change the code and now I run this program again, the password will go back to 123. Well, the reason for that, every time you change your code, the application is rebuilt, and the original database, which is this one, is copied into the bin directory, so all the changes on data will be lost. This is this only happens while development, but for the production system it will not be affected, so don't worry about it. Okay, so let's try to let me show you the value of the password. 123. Okay, admin, change password. 123 123 456 123 456. I'm gonna hit OK, and now it's changed. If I go here on the folder, I go to the bin directory, I go to the debug, I'll find the Access database, open that, and you're gonna see the values table. You'll find the password being changed like that. Okay, so now this one is working without problem. If we check our step, we finished the change password part. Okay, so we finished about 17% of our system. Okay, I guess that would be a good session. We won't do the whole system in one sitting. I guess maybe 3 or 4. 3 or 4 are remains. So I'm going to save that, and I'm going to upload it to the site. I hope you will find this useful. If you have questions or suggestions, send them to notes@mk-sub.com. Also, you can check out the website. I will upload the source code there, and you can download it and see everything. Okay. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Bye bye.